What up, YouTube? It's your boy Anime Specialist. So it was another good episode of Fairy Tail. There was a lot of information to talk about, especially about Brandish, Lucy, and Zeref. So let's get right to it. So like I said, we learned a lot of things in this episode, and last week's episode ended with Brandish being strangled and choked by one of her servants, and the ones that saved her was Lucy and Kana. The first thing that we learn in this episode is the reason why Brandish hates Lucy, and the reason is that Brandish thinks that Lucy's mother, Layla Heartifilia, killed her own mother. Her mother was a servant of Layla Heartifilia, and that was the facial expression of Brandish when she revealed that to Lucy. And I just think the art on her face and everything about it is incredible. It's a crazy facial expression. It was really well done. I guess the reason why Brandish thought that Layla Heartifilia killed her mother is because Layla needed the Aquarius key for a specific reason, and because her mother went to Layla's house and never returned. I guess that's why Brandish thought that Layla Heartifilia killed her mother. But before Brandish was able to kill Lucy, Aquarius appeared out of nowhere because she was able to appear because of the Celestial King. Obviously, we know the reason why Lucy can't use the Aquarius keys because in the Tartarus arc she needed to break her key to survive. So that's the reason why Aquarius is not available right now, and that's why it was kind of surprising to see Aquarius there because in the Tartarus arc they showed it like Aquarius died or something, but she really didn't die. It's only her key that was destroyed. She kind of came back to life because of the Celestial King or something like that. So it was kind of cool to see. But Aquarius appeared because she needed to tell the real story of what happened with Layla Heartifilia and Brandish's mother. She basically told the same story that Zeref told Natsu, but from a different perspective. That was from the Heartifilia perspective, and now we know who Zeref was thinking. You know, when he was thinking everyone, when Natsu was trying to kill him, he thanked someone named Anna, and this Anna was Anna Heartifilia. She's one of Lucy's ancestors. Aquarius basically told Lucy and Brandish that Anna Heartifilia, Zeref, and the dragons devised a plan to destroy Acnologia, and this plan was to open a door for Natsu and the other dragon slayers into 400 years to the future so that they can one day kill Acnologia. But for that to happen, they needed a celestial mage to open the door into the future, and that mage was Layla Heartifilia. That was basically the calling of the Heartifilia family to open the door into the future when it was needed. And for that, obviously, we know it since we saw it in the Dragon's Festival. To open the Eclipse door, you need all of the golden celestial spirit, and the only one that was missing was the Aquarius key that Brandish mom had. So because Layla wasn't able to communicate with Brandish mom, she had to use her life to open the door, and that's why Layla, Lucy's mother, was ill, and that's why she died. So she basically used her life force instead of the Zodiac Celestial Spirit keys. So that's kind of crazy. Now we know why Lucy's mother really died, you know. So that was a cool story. It was a nice way to tell the story. So it's crazy that Lucy's family has been a part of this plan for years and years and years, and now it finally came to be when Lucy's mother had to open the door. So that's kind of crazy, man. But anyways, because Brandish's mother was kind of 7 days late, I think that's what they said in this episode, another servant of Layla's killed her, and I think this servant had 2 of the Zodiac keys. Now basically Lucy has them, but yeah, another servant of Layla's killed Brandish's mother, and that's kind of crazy, man. You know, even when Layla was dying, she wasn't mad at Brenda's mama or anything. She was just happy that she was there before she died and everything. She even called her a friend, you know. So that's kind of crazy how she died by another of Layla's servant. That's kind of messed up. But yeah, man, that was the story. That's how Brenda's mom died. It wasn't Layla, it wasn't Lucy, it wasn't any one of the Heartifilia family. It was just another servant, you know. So yeah, man, it was a sad story of how Layla died, of how Brenda's mom died. Brenda's mom died even before Layla, you know. So that's crazy. But yeah, later in the episode, we learn what happened to Natsu and what was wrong with him, and the reason why he was unconscious and that nobody could hear his heart is because he had an anti-eternus tumor that grow inside his body, and the reason for that is that he used a little bit too much of his magic in the past years, and that's the reason why he developed an anti-eternus magic. And that the only way that you could stop that is by extracting the tumor. They couldn't do that in Ishgar. They maybe could do that in Alvarez or other continent, but they couldn't really do that here. Any doctor couldn't do that, so that's kind of crazy. I really like the soundtrack that they put when they were talking about what's gonna happen with Natsu and everything. This soundtrack is one of the best in Fairy Tail. So the way that they saved him is by using Brendish magic. So Brendish volunteered herself to save Natsu. Obviously, it's maybe because now she knows how her mother died. It's not because of the Heartifilia family. So she wanted basically to help Lucy, and the way that she helped Natsu was to reduce the tumor so that he could live. So the tumor is basically not here anymore. It just was reduced to nothing. So that's how Natsu is still alive and everything. This was probably the first time that Natsu's life was really in danger. I can't remember any other time. It wasn't even a battle, it was an illness inside of himself. It kind of reminded me of Goku in the Android saga when he was fighting, I think it was Android 19. It wasn't him being weaker than his opponent, it was a heart illness that Future Trunks came back from the future to give him the medicine. So it's kind of like the same thing in a sense. But yeah, he's one of the two main protagonists, so he'll be okay. But in last week's episode, we saw one of the Spriggan 12 fight Kagura, and it wasn't going well for Kagura. She didn't really know what was happening. The Spriggan 12 was just kind of shredding her clothes without Kagura knowing how, you know. So that's probably one of her magic. So we'll have to see how she does that and everything. But I have to admit, it was kind of funny because it doesn't look like Kagura is wearing panties or anything. So all of the men was just looking at her. So that was kind of funny to me. And at the end of the episode, we saw God Serena and the other members of the 10 Wizard Saint, and it looked like God Serena just destroyed them by himself. The other guys from the Spriggan 12 didn't really do anything, I think. So that's kind of crazy that the God Serena, the most powerful of the 10 Wizard Saint, was able to destroy 4 of them. So they even said, I don't know who said it, but one of the 10 Wizard Saint even said that since God Serena went to the Alvarez Empire, he got stronger. So I don't know what they do, I don't know what type of training they do there, but it's crazy that one guy could defeat some members of the 10 Wizard Saints. But anyway, man, it was a really good episode in my opinion. I hope the season gets better and better like this. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do fairy tale reviews every Saturday, so subscribe for that. And I do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesday, The Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays, and Sword Art Online Fairy Tail and sometime One Piece reviews on Saturdays. I'm still waiting for the Boruto anime to get out of the filler and catch up to the manga. When this will happen, it will be Boruto reviews on Sunday, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.